Vikings 6-point home dogs here. San Francisco catching 83% of the bets off Monday night, and they got a little bit of a look ahead spot to the old McVay Bowl, although Shanahan does dominate.
Yes.
45.5 is the total. So I'm sure the Lion isn't concerning himself with the sheep. Plus 224 for the Vikings. Sean pointing at the screen. What did I do?
Oh, you just left the thing on for a while.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a million things over here. Thanks for picking your head up and helping to produce.
I was pointing at the thing to remind you to pull it.
I was putting one card up to flip another one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a process. So, San Francisco looked good. That feels a little shocking considering that they lied to us about the status of Christian McCaffrey, or what was his new name? Strained McCaffrey.
Yes.
And Minnesota, I guess Sam Darnold looked good as well. I think you're probably going to see the Minnesota team take a step back. Numbers pretty big here on the road. Last year,
they're both. I mean, they're both coming off.
Covered.
They're both coming off big wins. Vikings won outright last year at home when the 49ers came into town. That was part of like the 49ers 3-game losing streak. Trent Williams being back obviously is huge for the 49ers.
What was up with the Jets defense?
I mean, the Jets defense is really bad. Hassan Reddick still nowhere close to signing or actually coming in. That's going to be big. One of the best coaches, ATS on the road short rest actually is Kyle Shanahan. He's been 8-2 ATS on short rest. Darnold off a big win. That looks like something I would want to fade. I mean, it's weird to kind of be on San Francisco -6 here, but yeah, I don't know.
Sharp money on Minnesota. Oh,
really?
Alert.
Well, I get it. They're a home dog, but I don't know, Ryan. You watch that Vikings 49ers game way more closely than I did. To me, I think it's more an indictment on the Giants than it was on how awesome the Vikings were.
I mean, I certainly, you take away like you put quarter again, like some of the decisions with who played on defense, interesting, and flop playing created some easy stuff for Darnold, but a lot of it was, I mean, we know with Darnold, you got to if you get him off his spot, he's going to have problems. And I think that was the biggest surprise. So either Minnesota has a good offensive line, because Dexter Lawrence was the only guy that was really doing anything. And so if he's able to hold up against the Niners defensive line, I see no reason why they aren't going to move the ball. And so maybe I did just talk myself into taking the points. I don't think I want to though. I don't want to be on Darnold. I think we saw an outlier performance where most of his completions were.
Yeah, I mean, two things I'm really rooting against this season are the 49ers and Sam Darnold. I'm kind of in a rock and a hard place.
But I kind of think that the matchup is such that it's give me the Vikings. I think
sell me.
It's the back door. It's the back door. It's the fact that their offensive line held up.
Okay.
It's the fact that a lot of the stuff that Darnold was doing was relatively easy. And even when it was good defense, it was a relatively easy read, quick little rollout, dump it off to the tight end. He didn't have to do anything. Do you think that they're going to get him off his spot? I wonder. The one thing I do have some level of confidence is that, like, I don't think the Kayvon Thibodeau probably didn't have his best game. But I don't think, like, I think they were able to deal with a decent defensive front from the Giants and take advantage a little bit of a secondary. But I don't know if that,
Ryan, that's
kind of what the Niners.
We kind of missed this angle. We haven't mentioned it at least. Green Bay, what did they do really well the last time they played the 49ers? Man by the name of Aaron Jones, 18 for 108. Let's go. Give me the Vikings.
Well, that was where I kind of like stumbled into this, was first wanting to be a contrarian and seeing that everyone was betting on the Niners, but also just understanding that if this Vikings offensive line is going to hold up like this, then we were very wrong about what this Vikings team is this year. Although the concerning part is, and we didn't get to this yet, is Brian Flores' defense against the Niners wasn't great last year, but really good game.
No, they
week
won
one
last year.
Really good game week one.
They
Brock Purdy had a good game though.
No, he didn't. He threw a couple of interceptions. That was one of Purdy's worst games, I think.
I'm pretty sure he did all right.
I'm gonna pull up Brock Purdy's numbers because I thought he really struggled in Minnesota. Yeah, 21 to 30, 272, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. That was not a good game.
Threw for 272.
Come on, 2 interceptions. That's not a good game. You can't have a good game.
I'm fine with that. Like Brian Flores confused him a couple times. Like I said, I think the offensive line to me will be the story.
Okay. Yeah.
Sam Darnold,
Aaron Jones and Flores against Purdy. I'm in. Give me the Vikings in 6.
272 yards is a lot in the modern NFL. I mean, how many quarterbacks couldn't get over 200 last week?
That was crazy. I mean, if you were a maniac who had a long shot passing yardage leader, it was a great outcome. Week 1, no one being able to rack up a bunch of passing yards.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Tua is out to a tremendous lead. We did ask ourselves, he won last year. Why is he like 20 to 1 or 15 to 1?